This episode of the A.T.TIPSCAST is sponsored by TextHelp Systems, provider of award-winning literacy solutions including Read and Write Gold and Fluency Tutor. For more information, go to www.texthelp.com. That's www.texthelp.com. Welcome to the A.T.TIPSCAST, exploring and investigating the implementation of assistive technology in public schools. I'm your host, Chris Bouguet. This is episode number 57, recorded on May 30th, 2010. There are tons of resources out there to help students practice spelling. I think if I buckled down, I could do an entirely separate podcast, not just an episode, mind you, no, an entirely separate multi-season show just on strategies to help with spelling. I'm sorry, there's a bee in here, something's causing a little background noise and it's a little bit distracting. I don't know, back to what I was saying. Maybe the A.T.TIPScast will come back to explore more spelling resources in the future, but for now, I just wanted to share two quick spelling resources that might immediately help students. Whoa, that bee just dive-bombed me. Oh, sorry, I have to keep one eye on that bee. Alright, what was I saying? Oh, right, A.T.TIPS. One resource mentioned in this episode is useful as a studying tool, helping students learn how to spell words, and the other is more of an editing tool, useful for when a student has errors in a sentence and spell check isn't cutting the mustard. Let's take a look at A.T.TIPS number 98 and 99, both of which are two quick tools useful for spelling. There, I got him. Oh no. What did I do? This little bee has letters all over him. Oh man, I think I just killed the spelling bee. Kids all over the country study lists of spelling words, memorizing how each word is spelled. They've got their list in hand with 10 words on the list. Maybe the list even has one or two bonus words at the bottom. If the students are lucky, maybe the words are all in the same family, so they have a semi-consistent pattern to rely on. Either way, pattern or no pattern, the task is the same. Memorize the words enough to be able to spit them back out on the test. There are many opportunities to practice spelling these words throughout the week, rewriting them out in lists and in sentences, writing them on handheld whiteboards, and of course, cutting out the words, shuffling them together, and rearranging them into groups. One other way to practice these words might be to try A.T.TIP number 98, Spell with Flickr. Students could go to the website metatem.net/words. That's METAATEM.net/words and type in each spelling word. When they do that, the website searches the popular photo sharing site Flickr for a picture of each letter in the word. Usually the picture of each letter is from a sign or a work of art or something like that. The entire word is then displayed, letter by letter, with different pictures of each letter. If a student doesn't like a particular picture of a letter, he or she can just click on the letter and it's replaced with a new picture of that letter. Using a screen capture tool, like print screen, see A.T.TIPScast episode 23, students could create a very visual spelling list. When it comes time to use the word on a spelling test, or more authentically in a writing assignment, they might think, let's see, the first letter I need to spell this word was in pink neon. B! The next letter was in white paint. O! The next letter was a picture of a letter on a keyboard. O! And the last letter was written in wet sand. K! There I go. B-O-O-K. Book! That's a bit of an exaggeration, but really, what if a student wrote B-O-O and then didn't know the last letter? What is it, a C or a K? The letter C sometimes makes the K sound, so maybe it's a C. They might be able to remember from studying the pictures that the letter K was written in sand, and forever after remember that K is the last letter in the word book. I'm going to resist the temptation to segue into a commercial for the book, The Practical and Fun Guide to Assistive Technology in Public Schools, and jump straight into an editing strategy that involves spelling. Once a student has finished composing their writing assignment, the next step is to edit the thing. And let's say this student has a bunch of red squigglies all over the place, meaning that they've got a number of spelling mistakes. Now, they can right-click and get some spelling options, do a full-blown spell check, or if they have some additional software like Read and Write Gold from TextHelp, for instance, they might have even more options. But let's say that our student has tried the right-click and can't find the correct spelling of the word. In fact, spelling is so horrific, spell check doesn't even offer the correct word. The student might just pick a word from the list offered by spell check, hoping it's right, or keep plugging away at different attempts to spell it correctly. If an entire sentence is littered with these types of spelling mistakes, yikes! We're talking a one-way ticket to Frustrationville. What the student could do instead is copy and paste that sentence into the correct feature of AT-TIP number 99, gingersoftware.com. At the bottom of this website is a window that says, Write a sentence for correction. The student could copy and paste the sentence with all the errors in it into that window and hit the Ginger It button. The website corrects the sentence for the student. Done and done. Don't believe me? Let's try this little exercise. In Word or some other word processing program, type out the sentence, My smart friend is reading a book with an orange cover. Now, purposefully misspell some of the words. I'll have an example of this sentence with misspellings over at the blog A.T.TIPSCAST.wordpress.com, so you can just copy and paste it from there if you'd like. I'm going to misspell each word. My will be M-I. Smart will be S-M-R-T. Friend will be P-H-R-E-N-D, and so on, mistakes like that. Now, let's try and use spell check to correct our spelling mistakes. M-I doesn't even come up as misspelled. The first choice for S-M-R-T when we do a spell check is smart, so for that word, spell check works. But then friend, P-H-R-E-N-D, oh no. When you spell friend, P-H-R-E-N-D, spell check doesn't even come close. But let's see what happens when you take that sentence with friend spelled that way and pop it into the window on the Ginger Software website. Yeah, it corrects every single word, instantly. Try it out, it's pretty amazing. And there you go, one study strategy to help with spelling and one editing strategy to help with spelling. I hope those two quick tools help turn your students into better spellers. What's your favorite strategy for helping students with spelling? Drop me a line over at AT.TIPSCAST@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Facebook fan page at bit.ly/AT.TIPSCASTFB and share your favorite techniques, tools, and more. Speaking of the Facebook fan page, someone already wrote in over there sharing another cool spelling resource. I'm adding it to a future listener feedback episode, but if you just can't wait to find out what it is, and it is a good resource, so you're going to want to go check it out, head on over to the Facebook fan page and see what it is. Also, Sally Norton-Dar and I did a workshop in Second Life called Fun and Practical Strategies Using Assistive Technology with Students. We had a great time sharing resources and collaborating with others. If you're intrigued at all, you can find pictures over on the Facebook fan site for the book, The Practical and Fun Guide to Assistive Technology in Public Schools, which is bit.ly/ATBookFB. The bulk of the session revolved around participants sharing resources on a Google Doc. You can check out that very same Google Doc and add your own resources at tinyurl.com/slfunpractical. That's tinyurl.com/slfunpractical. If you didn't catch those links, don't sweat it. I'll have everything linked over on the blog site, A.T.TIPSCAST.wordpress.com. Until next time, may all your interventions be inclusive, may all your strategies be supportive, and may all your words be spelled correctly.